Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rob. Hope you're doing good. So after 5 years of faithful service, my Focusrite interface, this little silver box here sat on top of my speaker, has finally given up. I got this interface in around 2015, it's 2020 now, and you know what, I'm not even mad that it's not working anymore. I've got more than my fair share of use out of it. I mean, it's kind of still working. As you can probably see, there's still some lights on it. That little red light there is the phantom power. And there's a little green light there for the monitor side of it, so there is still some life in it. But what has started to happen for anybody else out there who has got a Focusrite interface, one thing to watch out for, this is what happened to me, and I've heard other people say the same things, is that basically halfway through a recording, whether it's a guitar take or a vocal take or anything like that, my computer will just stop detecting that that exists. So I'll be in the middle of a guitar take, everything will be going well, and then the interface will just disappear from existence, and then my computer's like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And it just got worse and worse over time. It just got to the point, especially the other day, where it was just unusable. Sometimes it works okay still, but the other day I just couldn't literally do anything. As soon as I pressed record, that was it just disappeared. And then as soon as the recording stopped, it came back again. So what I've done is I've picked up the maudio 1928 is the one that I've got. There's different versions of this, but this is my new interface, so I thought I would do a bit of an unboxing video of this, and let's check out the maudio Air. So here we go, pretty nice box, pretty standard, well presented. I like the fact that you see on the front of the box, you see what it looks like if you were looking at it that way. On the top of the box, you see what it looks like if you were looking at it in the top, and on the back, you know, you see what it looks like if you were looking at it from the back. So before you even actually see the thing in person, you know what it looks like from all different angles, which is pretty cool. So mine has got 2 inputs and 4 outputs. That's the one that I wanted, and I thought that if I'm upgrading my Focusrite box, or if I'm getting a new one, I may as well sort of try and take it a step further, because this one here, it's kind of like the Scarlett 2i2 Focusrite thing, but mine doesn't have 2 inputs. But the red one that you get from Focusrite has 2 guitar inputs and 2 microphone inputs, whereas this one just has 1 guitar and 1 microphone. So I've never been able to record 2 guitars at once, for example, or 2 vocals at the same time, or maybe a vocal mic with a guitar mic, that sort of thing. So I thought, whilst I'm getting a new interface, let's get something that takes care of that as well. So that's what I've got here. So let's get it open and have a look inside. So all that you get inside the box is the sort of instructions and the guidance things and that sort of nature, and some cables. So another thing that I like about this one is, like the Focusrite, as far as I'm aware, it's plug and play. So I don't have to download anything. Hopefully it will just plug straight into my computer. That's what the USB cable's for. So it will USB straight into my computer, and I can just sort of set it as my preferences, as my input or output, whatever I want, and away I go. So hopefully there'll be no downloads involved. I mean, it does say here, where is it? Software download instructions on reverse, but I think that's just for the drivers if your computer doesn't have the right drivers for it. So it's not like you're downloading software, or you might even get some sort of free cool music production software with it. I need to have a look at that, but I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I need to buy or download any software just to get it to work. I'm sure that will work on its own. There's some other cables as well, little connection cables and things like that, which is cool that they give you quite a few of those. Oops, didn't mean to throw it about. Anyway, enough of the box. Let's look at the thing itself. So there you go, there's the unit itself. So let's have a closer look. So here we go. On the front face of it, you've got 2 guitar inputs on input 1, line 2. This switch here is for your phantom power. So it's good that it is phantom power enabled. If you've got any microphones that don't have any power within them, or they don't take any sort of power outlet sort of thing, you've got your phantom power here. So this does supply phantom power, which is awesome. And you've got your headphone input there. So if we have a look at the front of it, you've got your main monitoring dial there for your volumes. And I'm noticing it's showing up fingerprints quite a lot, so ignore all these little smudges and things like that. But yeah, that's your main monitoring dial for volume. You've got your input 1, line 1 and line 2 here, and obviously these are the different dials for those things there. You've got a mono or stereo monitoring switch there, and on the back you have got your 2 XLR inputs there for both of those channels, and you've got some outputs there as well. There's the USB one, which will go straight into the computer, so that's how you connect it up, which is awesome. And there's a little sticker here, which I'm not sure if you can see, which says Crystal Preamps. So those are the preamps that we have in this Crystal Preamps. You've also got a USB or direct switch there, and I'm assuming that this dial here with the headphone icon underneath it is for your output sort of monitoring, like for your headphones. Maybe this is just your headphone channel, which is obviously where that is. So You know, I'll check that, I'm not entirely sure. So that's what that might be. And you can't see it yet because it isn't plugged in, but there are some LED things which let you know, obviously when you're clipping, it says clipping there, you know, it tells you when you're in the red, green or amber, that sort of thing. And there's another one here which tells you which ones of these you've got selected. So whilst we're at it, let's hook it up and give it a test. So now I've just hooked it up. I've not even done anything yet, but you can now see that some of these LEDs have turned on blue. So the power, obviously, so we're getting power, and the mono, which is this switch here. I imagine if I switch that mono switch is going to go off because now it's in stereo, but it was on mono to start with, so let's just do that for the time being. So it's good to see that we're getting power and it's working straight from my computer. So now let's jump on the computer and see if we're detecting it. So for the time being, I'm going to load up GarageBand. So it's good to see that it's saying that there has been a device detected, which is obviously the Air. It says there, Air 1928, that's what we've got. So I'm going to click use and let's see what happens there. So I'm going to open up a new one, a new project, and I'm going to, well, let's select a track, new track, and let's select input 1. There we go. So that right there is hopefully now taking input from input 1 on this. So what I'll do is I'll grab a guitar and I'll see if I get any sound out of it. So let's see if we get any level. I'll plug it into input 1 now. Well, that's good news. I'm getting a little bit of level on the very bottom of the level detector there. It's minus 20 dBs, but the actual turny dial volume or gain setting on that thing is all the way down, so I'm going to turn that up a bit. I'm just going to swap the camera angle so you can see the actual unit itself and see what I'm doing rather than looking at me. So let's do that now. Okay, so I kind of realized what I just did then. I've got a microphone plugged into input 1 and I plugged the guitar in it as well. I'm not even sure if that would work, if you could just sort of have both plugged in and then just select, or just whatever sort of you use for your input, it would detect. But I'm going to keep it separate, so I'm going to delete that track that I just made a minute ago. And I'm going to plug the guitar into input 2 just to keep them separate, because I'm going to test the microphone in a minute. So let's create a new track and select input 2 this time. So let's create that. Let me grab the guitar again. Now if I start playing, you should see a little bit of movement on the front there. So that's good to see. You can see that the light is going green, which means we're getting signal from the guitar, which is cool, but it's all the way at the bottom because this switch is all the way at the bottom as well. So if I'm going to turn this up a little bit, and I'm going to find the sweet spot. I'm not getting any audio yet. Well, that's actually, let me do that. That's probably because maybe the preferences have set that, yeah, the output has been set as the Air as well. So I'm going to swap the output for my speakers. So there we go. Now we're getting output through the speakers and input through the interface. So obviously if I hit that quite hard there, I'm just under 12 o'clock on the dial, and me hitting the guitar quite hard is pushing it into clipping mode. So let's find the sweet spot, turn it down a bit more. So around just over 1/4 I would say on the dial is pretty comfortable for me able to hit the guitar at a pretty good pace without it clipping too much. So we know the guitar works, so that's good to know. So let me put the guitar down, and now let's test a microphone and find the sweet spot for a vocal mic as well. So let's mute that track and start a new one, new track, and this time pick input 1, which we have done. And input 1 is this one where the microphone XLR is plugged into. So just off camera, I've got a Focusrite microphone plugged into it, the one I was using in my old interface. And if I give that a tap, we don't seem to be getting anything, but maybe that's because that's turned all the way down. Oh, maybe that's because the phantom power isn't on. So if I turn the phantom power on, there we go, now we're getting signal. 212, 212. Actually, I'm going to turn this off here because otherwise it's going to come out of my speakers and it's going to start feeding back. So 212, 12, 212. So I'm quite close to the microphone there. 12, 12, 212. So there we go, we're getting signal, you could see it on there. And I've got a pretty good basic setup now for this. So I know that the microphone is working in channel 1, the guitar is working in channel 2, and the blue light has come on for the phantom power switch there. The only other blue light there is for MIDI, but I've not got MIDI selected at the moment. I don't think so anyway. So basically, I'm happy to see that everything is working, everything works straight away. And as I said, it's plug and play. I didn't need to download anything. I didn't need to do anything. I just plugged it in straight away. My computer detected it and I've selected that from my preferences and away we go. So there you go guys. There is a quick overview and a quick look and unboxing of the maudio Air 1928. By the way, this isn't a paid promotion. I'm not sponsored to make this demo. I just thought whilst I'm doing it for myself and trying to upgrade my own stuff, I thought I'd show you guys what I'm doing because that's what my channel's all about. I like showing you guys what I'm doing musically, whether it's obviously music itself or even the behind the scenes sorts of things like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at what I'm doing behind the scenes, like I said, and showing you how I put together all the things that I do. And if anybody's interested in getting an interface and doing the sorts of things that I do, then this is the equipment that I use and that I have. So I'm looking forward to using this a bit more and figuring out a bit more about it because there's still some things that I'm not entirely sure about, like the whole MIDI thing and you know the mono and stereo sort of direct monitoring. So I'm glad to see it works. It was really easy to set up. As you saw, I just plugged it in. Everything works pretty much immediately. Didn't have to download anything. So anyway, I'm gonna leave the video there. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, then please click the like button. Leave a comment if you want. Let me know what you think, what interface you use, or if there's any cool recording equipment that you want to get as well. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now because I'm talking a lot. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you found this video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. So thanks for watching.